Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today, so we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your week daily morning show where we bring you the latest in everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we have some very exciting news coming from Bitcoin. As you know, Bitcoin has been in a meteoric rally over the last 90 to 100 days, rallying from $25,000 to $45,000. But right now, Bitcoin is actually confirming that it has held on quite a lot of support that we have seen, and it has bounced, rallied, and broken through resistance. Bitcoin itself is currently trading at $43,500, and it seems that a new Santa Claus rally is in effect. We're very excited to be talking about that today, because if Bitcoin is able to sustain this rally, then we will likely see a break above $45,000 in no time, which could lead us all the way back up to 50, a new yearly high being set here at the last wee hours of the year. Today is December 20th of 2023, and we are very excited to be covering Bitcoin and cryptocurrency today. We're not just going to be looking at Bitcoin, though. We're going to be looking at some of the other altcoins because we want to be on top of the entire market. We're going to look at several of the other altcoins that I am personally invested in. I have my Coinbase up. I'm going to show you guys some of the things that I'm invested in and why. And I'm going to show you guys where I think that market is going to go next. Alex Nivo's in chat, Shadrach Frost in chat, JS, Sean O'Brien, Mary N, Mattis S, Satchet 321, Joe Bollier coming in strong. Shadrach Frost said, smash those likes on the way to your seats, please. MS is in chat. El Gio is in chat. Crypto Hio's in chat. Crypto Jeeves in chat. We got to figure out who that guy is. He's got a yellow name on my end. Fighting Fit Films Production is in chat. Said morning or afternoon, depending on where you're from. Bob Riley said, get out your Santa bags. That's right. D Waver's in chat. Shadrach Frost said, at Crypto Jeb, when time allows, you have an email, sir. Yes, sir. I will get back to that as soon as I can. Is in chat. Hello, Fame. Hello, Fame. His name must be Fame. Carter Elzinga's in chat. Josh Minnick. Conrad Deneef. I love these names. Joey Van Englenberg. You guys have such cool names. Helps me with my, one of the things I like about reading the names at the beginning of the stream is that it helps to, it's like a vocal exercise. Like the me, the different vocal exercises. That Peter Parker picked a peck of pickled peppers, and Peter Parker picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Parker pick? I don't know. How many pickled peppers did Peter Parker pick? I've got no idea, but it helps to warm up the tongue, Tyler Nelson's in chat said, what happened, now it's just him again. Haven't been watching much. So Tyler Nelson, there were some staffing changes, let's put it that way, but everything is good on that front. Just me right now and the small team that we have, and I like it that way. I really am enjoying the content that we're able to put out, and I'm really looking forward to the really cool content I have planned for next year. It's going to be great. Abadur Cerniavat is in chat. Your take on Polygon. We'll probably look at that. Josh Denham's in chat. Marley 120 Thurston 120 Thirdists in chat. OMAC, Eric Taylor, Manuel Medina, yes, no, Juan Ruiz, I'm My Hero, and Tyler Nelson. Looking forward to getting to share some analysis with all of you today. Before we get into it, I do just want to let you know that the Empire strikes back. And who is the Empire? Well, the Empire is the lack of knowledge about technical analysis in this space. There's so many people in the cryptocurrency space that are trying to make it big in crypto, and you know the way they're doing it. They're saying, I'm going to buy this one altcoin. I'm going to get rich, or I'm just going to throw a little bit of money in wherever at whatever, and I'm just going to try and make it big. And there's such a epidemic of a lack of knowledge in the cryptocurrency space, and it really hurts me because I think a lot of people come into cryptocurrency that are coming from a place of really needing to make a change in their life. They need to find out a way to get to retirement. They need to find out a way to pay off these student loans. They need to find a way to get that maybe they're upside down on a vehicle, right? Maybe they bought a car at the top. I actually know somebody that spent $16,000 on a car. 3 years later, it was worth $5,000. And so they had a massive loan out on it. They owed more on the car than it was worth, and they're upside down, and they're in a hole on that. There's a lot of people that are in very serious financial predicaments, and I want to help with that. And so one of the things that I've always said for the last 5 years is that the best investment you'll ever make is an investment in your education. And that's why I launched the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy over 5 years ago, and we've been able to teach over 5,000 students technical analysis in the form of the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. And right now, through Christmas Day, you can get access to CT2A, the esteemed academy that many thousands of your fellow compatriots here in cryptocurrency have gone through. You can get access to CT2A for 20% off. Whenever I do a discount on CT2A, it's pretty much only ever 20% off, so you're probably never going to see a bigger discount than this, so don't wait around for a 30 or 40% discount. I basically never do those because it's worth its weight in gold, to be honest with you. If you learn technical analysis, you will be in a much better place to actually learn how to work in these markets and trade in them and profit in them. And I just really believe that if you invest in your education, then you will be in good shape. So you can get 20% off right now if you want to learn about the kind of technical analysis that you're going to see in today's stream. But coffee and crypto. So we take our sip of coffee and we dive right on into it. Over on CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin is currently trading at $44,000, up 0.15% in the last hour, up 4% in the last 24 hours, up 5.6% in the last 7 days. Ethereum is at $2,250. It is up 2% in the last 7 days, and many of the altcoins are on rallies. Solana is at $80. XRP is at 62 cents. USDC is on a strong rally, up 0.02% in the last 7 days. You know, if it's funny, I think either 2 or 3 April Fools, I made a price prediction on stablecoins, and I get people every time in the chat. They're like, "Oh my gosh, this dude doesn't know any better. He thinks that stablecoins can go on rally," and I just hook, line, and sinker, my friend. That's all I can say. Anyway, Cardano's sitting at 60 cents, down slightly in the last 7 days. I think this is a good place to be buying Cardano because a lot of the market's running ahead of it. Cardano's getting behind, which means that Cardano's kind of falling behind, which means in theory it'll be undervalued. So I'm really looking forward to dollar cost averaging into Cardano this Friday. Avalanche sitting at $43. Really excited to see that, up 10% in the last 7 days. Dogecoin, basically sideways. Tron, much of the same. Polkadot, much of the same. Chainlink, much of the same. Toncoin's up a little bit. Polygon's down a lot, which I'm excited about, actually, because I actually think Polygon's going to do exceptionally well. I actually think that Polygon's going to do exceptionally well in the bull market. If you look at the chart here, you can see the all-time high is up at 274. It's at 79 cents right now. There's a significant rally going on. I think Polygon is going to perform quite well, and so we will keep you guys up to date on that. Internet Computer, up at $10, up 60% in the last 7 days. It's already had a major rally, and now it's trading sideways. The last hour and the last 24 hours has been basically still. I got into ICP at $7, managed to get some there, so I'm pretty happy about that. Uniswap, I'm still averaging into. It is down 1.64% in the last 7 days, so pretty excited to see the discounts on that. Cosmos, much the same. So we're going to look at a few different altcoins. One of the first things that I wanted to touch on, I actually think I have the article up over here. Yeah, so BlackRock, NASDAQ, and the SEC met again for the second time discussing the Bitcoin BlackRock ETF. If you're not familiar with the BlackRock ETF, you've been living under a boulder, so I'll just kind of give you a quick fill-in. BlackRock is the largest company in the world, financially speaking. They manage about $10 trillion in assets for individual and institutional investors, and they are very famous for their ETFs. They are the company that popularized ETF investing through their iShares program that started back in the 90s. Essentially, iShares got launched, and with some very advanced and sophisticated computer and prediction algorithms for the 90s time, they were able to make their investors quite a lot of money through the iShares ETF program. And so it kind of blew up, and within about 5 years, they had over $5 billion in assets under management. And so BlackRock is the name in the game when it comes to ETFs. If you're talking about an ETF and you're not talking about BlackRock, then you're missing part of the picture because they're really the company that popularized it. So if they want an ETF, they're basically going to get what they ask for. You don't say no to BlackRock. You might say not now to BlackRock. You might say wait a little bit. But you just don't say no to BlackRock. It's like you don't walk up to a king and the king says, do this, and you say no. You just don't do that. That's just not the way it works. And I don't care if you're the SEC. I don't care if you're the United States president. If you're the president of the United States, you just kind of don't say no to BlackRock. You have to find some way to say yes in a roundabout way and wiggle your way out of what you don't want to do, but you just don't say no to them. It's just kind of that simple. They've got a 99.8% track record of approvals. They have had about 600 ETFs. It's the name in the game to take the heat. If the ETF gets approved, and it goes sideways, which it probably won't. But if it goes sideways, BlackRock is the one that would get all the heat, not the SEC, because most people realize BlackRock kind of gets their way. So, point here, BlackRock, NASDAQ, and SEC met regarding the Bitcoin ETF. Quite a few names from NASDAQ and from BlackRock were there. You can see them right here. This was yesterday, and essentially they're talking about changing rules that would changing rules at NASDAQ, at the stock exchange, to allow for the listing of the ETF. These are this is preliminary work that needs to happen to pave the way for a new exchange traded fund, and the fact that it's happening is a very good sign that we are going to actually see an approval. These kind of meetings probably would not be happening if they did not have a great degree of confidence that the ETF was going to be approved in some way, shape, or form at some point in the not too distant future. So just keep in mind, it is not a certainty that the BlackRock ETF is going to be approved, but it is a great likelihood. And I do believe that it is on this news that Bitcoin has been rallying. If you'll remember yesterday, I said I will leave this on the chart. I drew this prediction for what Bitcoin would do, and then it might take a few days to go ahead and break out. Well, what we didn't anticipate was this news story. I am quite confident at this point that this article had something to do with this. This came out about midnight last night, 12:40 a.m. Eastern, and we can go ahead and plot that over here on CoinMarketCap, 12:40 a.m. Eastern. That's basically midnight. That's right about here. You see, this is right around where Bitcoin was trading in the wee hours of the early morning, and it traded sideways for a time. And I think the news, the people that woke up in the United States really noticed this about 2 to 3 hours ago, around 8 a.m. People started getting on their computers. They noticed this article over on CoinDesk, and they look at this article and they say, okay, we have one more green light, one more signal that a BlackRock ETF approval is coming. And so with that, Bitcoin kind of jumped the gun a little bit and managed to break this resistance a couple of days earlier than we anticipated. We've talked about quite a bit how it could go all the way down to $38,000 and have a back test and fill up the CME futures gap, but we also ended up leaning in the direction on yesterday's analysis that we would actually remain bullish, simply because we have so much support all convergent right there around $40,000 plus or minus 2,000. And so with Bitcoin rallying here above $44,000, it begs the question, where are we going? Are we going back to $50,000? Are we going to $45,000 soon? And if so, are we going to $50,000? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Bitcoin right now is in one massive flagging formation out here on the daily chart. And you can see that right here. Bitcoin's been in an exceptionally large uptrend for some time, and it has been flagging out for some time as well. We have managed to hold above the 20 daily exponential moving average as seen right here. We've also managed to hold above this box, which represents the Fibonacci golden pocket on Fibonacci retracement. At least on the regular chart, on the log chart. We're going to get to the regular chart in a second because somebody brought that up recently. On the log chart, the Fibonacci golden pocket is right here. We're finding support on that level, and we've also found quite a lot of support on this uptrending level of support. You know, my job would be so much easier if I wasn't colorblind, because I would love to tell you that this is a yellow line, but it could also be a green line, and I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea, and there's not a thing that I can do about it other than just coming in here and checking the color codes. And that doesn't help because TradingView doesn't have it anyway. So whatever color this line is, go ahead and make fun of my disability in chat. That's horrible. Like, don't ever make fun of somebody's disability. I'm just saying that you can make fun of me being colorblind. I don't mind. I'm not gonna be offended. I make fun of it all the time. It's green, it's yellow, whatever it is. This line right here, Bitcoin has managed to hold above this line, and so that's very exciting news. We've held above convergent support and proven our thesis of technical analysis right once again, which is that whenever multiple levels of support or resistance come together, they add their strength together. It's very important that we understand the strength of the bulls and the bears and the strength of support and resistance. That's why over in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, you've got two videos right next to each other, gauging the strength of support and resistance, gauging the strength of the bulls and the bears. These videos were made almost 4 years ago. They're just as relevant, just as timeless today as they were then, and they have not changed a bit. In technical analysis, you have to understand who's stronger, the bulls or the bears, and what's stronger, the support or the resistance. Are the bulls stronger than the resistance, or are they weaker than the resistance? Said another way, is the resistance stronger than the bulls or weaker than the bulls? Are the bears stronger or weaker than the support? Is the support stronger or weaker than the bears? If you understand the strength of the resistance versus the strength of the bulls, and the strength of the support versus the strength of the bears, then you are given context as to whether or not the market will break through that resistance. If you break through one resistance level, oftentimes you will magnetically be pulled to the next resistance level. And if you understand that broad concept of technical analysis, it becomes quite easy to predict where the market's going to go. Not with 100% confidence, but if you're pretty good at it, a 65 to 70% confidence. You might be a little bit off on the time frame, but you can generally predict what it's going to do. If you remember, we had, I went ahead and deleted it already, but we had this drawn right here. We had it drawn where we would come up here and test $43,500 as our next movement, and then with a little bit of effort, we would break through it. Well, we broke through it a lot quicker because why? Well, this news story came out. I do believe this news story is a big part of the reason why we broke through that level. And so with that said, Bitcoin is now approaching our next level of resistance, which is $45,000. Several things to keep in mind about $45,000. First and foremost, it is a big even. It's not $43,241. It's not $45,724. It is not $49,726.72. It is $45,000. It's a less of a mouthful. It's easier to put in a headline. It is a much simpler level to place a trade around, and so therefore it is going to have a lot of sells. What do I mean? Well, resistance at its very core is simply a bunch of sell orders on the exchanges. And so when we start getting up towards $45,000, quite a few people are going to say, all right, great. I bought in down here at 41. Now we're at 45. Sell. I'm going to go ahead and take my profits. And everybody that was longing this movement turned from bulls to bears, and all of a sudden you have bearish fundamentals. You have bearish strength coupled with the strength of the resistance. It's kind of the same thing, actually. The bears are getting stronger, which makes the resistance stronger. Ultimately, the strength of the bears is what causes the strength of the resistance, and the strength of the bulls is what causes the strength of the support. Now, the question is, these short-term traders that are selling off profits from this movement and the short-term traders that are shorting $45,000, they, which are basically the bears, are going to come into contact with the bulls who are looking at the longer term trend, and they're dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, and they're putting a ton of buy pressure on the market, and they're moving the market to the upside. Who wins? That is kind of the penultimate question. Who are the bulls? Who are the bears? What are they doing? What's their motivation? And then which one is stronger? At the moment, I do believe the bulls are stronger. Does that mean that we will break straight through $45,000 immediately? No, it doesn't mean that we'll break straight through $45,000 immediately. But what it does mean is I think you're going to have a lot more tests on 45K this time than you did last time. Last time we came up here and we tested $45,000 twice, right? And where we actually put the bulk of the trading was here right below $44,000. We actually tested $44,000 like 5 or 6 times. We're already at $44,000. If we're able to get above that and stay up here towards like 45, then what that means is that we've broken through the majority of the trading up here that took place. There's really only these 2 wicks up here. If we break through about 44,400, as you can see right here, if we're able to break through that and trade up there, which is basically our local high right now, if we're able to break above 44,400, trade up there sideways, then I give it a very high likelihood that we will break straight through 45. So stated another way, if we don't just scam wick up here to 45 and then crash back down to 44, but we end up getting up here above 44.5 and we are trading and ranging up above this level up here, whereas before we were ranging below this level, then that indicates that we're setting a higher level of market structure. It means that we're trading sideways at a higher level. We are going to flag out here more than likely. Look, it's possible that we just moonshot and break straight through 45. That's always an option, especially in as bullish of a market as we find ourselves now. But the question on my mind right now is, where does Bitcoin start building structure? Does it start building structure here between 43.5 and 44.5 as it did previously? Or does Bitcoin go all the way and it starts building structure up here above 44.4? Time's going to tell on that, and we don't have all the information yet that we would like to see. At the moment, all I can tell you is that Bitcoin's trading at 44.1, and it is currently building structure between 43.5 and 44. I can also tell you, and 44.5, excuse me. I can also tell you that we have basically broken through the majority of the resistance, and we have incredibly strong support that has been confirmed with a major double bottom down here. You could even call it a triple bottom down here around $40,000. Bitcoin's current trading range is between this uptrend, call it $40,000, and $44,500. Bitcoin is much closer to $44,500, which just by very nature of its placement at the moment means that it's much more likely to break the resistance than the support, simply because it's closer to the resistance. So while Bitcoin is sitting up here around 44.5, we are much more likely to break through the resistance and go on a major run. Now, let's actually look at our technical indicators, because technical analysis is not just price action, although you can do a lot with a clean chart just like this. You can do a whole lot reading just the price action. There are many people that make their living trading just price action. I think that you will get a lot of benefit from reading the indicators, because a lot of times when people are just reading price action, they've been doing it for 10 years and they know what the indicator says. They can sense it. I could pretty much come here with a pencil and paper if I printed this out, and I could probably draw you what MACD looks like on this chart, just because I've done it for so long. But For the sake of making this easier, let's also look at the technical indicators. The MACD right here is exceptionally bullish, especially in the last 3 hours. We have a massive uptrend here on MACD histogram. And remember, all my CT2A students, all my CT2A alum, we don't so much look at the crosses on MACD, although those are viable and useful. We more so look at the histogram. The histogram has been exceedingly bullish since Tuesday, December 19th, which was yesterday, at 1300 hours. That's 1 p.m. That is right here. MACD has been in an uptrend on histogram ever since that point. And you can see that's a very predictive movement right there. We saw that reversal start yesterday, I do believe, actually. After stream was over, we saw some of that histogram movement to the upside. I think we also saw some on the daily chart, which is what I want to mention next. We did see this on stream. We saw the histogram started to converge bullish. You can see that it ended up closing yesterday slightly red, but today it's turning slightly green. So the overall trend is towards the 0 level, which means that the MACD line and the signal line are coming together. RSI has started to trend to the upside. We've set a higher high and a higher low. We've got the 14 interval moving average contact. If we break bullish above that, that is bullish confirmation. On the daily chart, I cannot stress enough how beautiful this touch is on the 20 daily exponential moving average. This is absolutely just wonderful the way that this worked out. The 20 daily exponential moving average is, I've said for many years, one of my favorite indicators in the whole market. If I could only have 2 technical indicators, it would be Lux Algo and the 20 EMA. 20 EMA and Lux Algo. If I can only have 2, it'd be those 2. If I can only have 1, it would be Lux Algo. But if I could have 2, I'd have Lux Algo and I would have the 20 EMA. Because they're so good at telling us where the bottoms and the tops are, especially the bottoms. Now, candlestick analysis on the daily chart. Green, red, green. That is exceptionally bullish. We had a red, green, red come here into the 20 EMA. We rejected off of the 20 EMA and bounced. That's wonderful news, indicating that the bulls are very much in charge right now. Since the bulls are in charge and leading the market on the hourly chart, we basically have to come up with some reason to deny them being the leaders. Think about it like a courtroom. If you're in court, then you are innocent until proven guilty, at least in the United States of America. You're innocent until proven guilty. Right now, we are bullish until proven bearish. Before, we were bearish until proven bullish. And so sometimes people are like, Jab, you're flipping, you're flopping, you're flip-flopping all over the place. You're like a tuna fish on land, buddy. What's going on? Well, sometimes Bitcoin's flip-flopping around. And so we've got to be able to weed through that and say, all right, it's bearish right now, but it's actually going to be bullish in a week. But at the same time, we need to say, this is what the market's telling me. My job is to be a translator. Have you ever seen those videos? This is what, sometimes I get the heat for something, and it's funny because have you ever seen those videos of somebody that's like translating, or it happens in movies, right? Somebody's translating from another language to the language that the movie's written in and into English. And the guy's saying something in Spanish or in Russian or whatever, and the translator's like, yeah, you want me to say that? Like, they're going to kill me if you say it. I can't say that. You want me to say that? They're going to look at me. I said it. You said it in another language. They don't know what you said. They're going to think I made that up. Right? That's kind of how I feel sometimes being the analyst. It's my job to be the translator. And sometimes I'm like, this is what the market's saying. And people are like, you're flip-flopping. The market's flip-flopping. So let's just be very clear. When you're doing technical analysis, just like that, you see how quick that was? That's how quick you need to be ready to change your opinion of what the market is doing in the light of new information. Having an open mind means that when we are proven wrong, we change our mind. And so for the last 24 hours or so, Bitcoin has been quite bullish. And as I stated, you're bullish until proven bearish. You are bearish until proven bullish. In the United States, you're innocent until proven guilty, unless you're in the court of public opinion, in which case you are guilty until proven innocent. But the point is, you are one until proven the other. And in cryptocurrency, you are bullish until proven bearish, and you are bearish until proven bullish. Right now, the market has proven itself to be bullish. And so, is a major rally up to $50,000 coming? I want to give it a little bit more time to see where the market structure builds, but I do think that we are going to be much more likely to break $45,000 now than we were yesterday, and I actually give it a quite strong likelihood just overall that it is going to happen. I think that Bitcoin coming back up here for a third time, if we flat out reject and just crash like a rock, then yes, that makes it a lot harder for me to rationalize us going up to 45, breaking 45, but what I will say is I've seen this kind of market before. I've seen this happen before, and the market that I am reminded of is the market back in 2020 at the beginning of the bull market when we were attempting to break above $20,000. You can see the market that I'm thinking of is right here. This is about 3 years ago. I remember when this was happening, and there was this huge trend line. If you'll notice, there's this gigantic defining trend line, right? I don't know how many of you guys were watching the channel back then, but there was this massive trend line that we kept talking about, and it even was useful and important over here. Ended up being resistance right here, ended up being the tops over here. It was just, this trend line was everywhere. It was inescapable. You can see it here. We had our pivot point down here at the pandemic low. The set point was here in July of 2020. Bottoms, tops here, bottoms, tops here. And then we had this ascending triangle pattern where we were butting up against 20K. You know, it was very tempting to think, all right, we topped out, topped out, topped out, topped out. It's like a quadruple bottom top. Fell back down, but we held the support, and then boom, rocket ship. We are in the current market. We're right about here. All right, so we could either break out here, or we could correct, and then we could break out later. But it's probably going to be a breakout. It's an ascending triangle pattern. Ascending triangle patterns are very rarely denied their breakout. And so just kind of remembering in your mind what that chart looked like, we could rally up to here, and if we reject, we pull back down and we bounce. Then right about here is where we start saying, nope, we're about to go through a huge breakout. Does that make sense? If we don't break through on this second major rally up to $45,000, then a drop down to this uptrending level of support that holds at 42, and we bounce off of that and we start breaking above 43.5 up to 44, we're about right here. You know, this might be in a week, this might be in a few days, this could happen over here, it could all happen a lot quicker, it could happen a little bit it could take a little bit longer, whatever. But if we're right about here, after we've hit the top and we've hit the bottom once again, and we start to break out, this is where I say, go crazy with your longs, because Bitcoin's going to 50. We're not quite there yet. There's a more bullish scenario, and it's this one that's drawn on the chart. But if we do manage to get up to $45,000 right now, I do give it a pretty high likelihood that we're going to break it. So what are our next levels? Because I want to kind of wrap out our Bitcoin technical analysis and then move on here to the rest of the markets that I wanted to cover. If you're enjoying today's stream, by the way, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I wouldn't want you to miss any of the content that we are putting out. All right, let's go ahead and jump on over to Bitcoin. There's one thing I want to mention, and that is that Fibonacci shows up differently on different price action scales. So here you can see on the logarithm chart, it sits between 39 and 40 and a half. On the regular scale, though, it's actually sitting right here between 48.5 and $50,000. The Fibonacci golden pocket is likely to end up being a strong level of resistance. And so it may end up being our next level of resistance. It's possible that Bitcoin is bouncing off of our logarithmic Fibonacci golden pocket, which is right here, and is going to move up next to our regular chart, linear chart Fibonacci golden pocket up here between 48.5 and $50,000. So when I say $50,000 is the movement that's coming up next, you shouldn't say, well, Jab, you're just pulling numbers out of your butt. You're trying to hype us up. You're trying to just get people in the set. No, that's the level that we're looking at next, is $50,000. That is a very exciting level. It is also a big even. It sits squarely between 0 and 100K. So it is a huge big even where you're going to see a lot of sell pressure. You're going to see quite a number of people that bought down at 25 selling at 50. Why? Because they just doubled their money, man. And so if that ascending triangle pattern on the shorter term chart for Bitcoin plays out as we talked about, whether it be a breakout in the short term pretty soon, or a breakout in the slightly longer term over the next week or so, 50K is the next level that you're going to go to, and you're probably going to see a massive blow off top, kind of just an immediate green candlestick all the way up there. One thing also to mention is that the next Fibonacci level on the logarithmic chart is up there as well, 0.786. That is where that level is. So on log and on regular, you've got resistance sitting squarely at $50,000. I think based on everything we're seeing on daily chart MACD RSI, we're going to break to the upside. And if we also look over here with Lux Algo just, by the way, just had a new buy signal come in. The red sell signal has been nullified. The buy signal has come in. If this daily chart candlestick closes green, with a buy signal, it is already confirmed. Trend catcher's been green for months. Then we'll get a new take profit, and I am going to go ahead and bet you right now that take profit's going to be somewhere right around there. I'm pretty sure that we will close out this green candlestick bullish tomorrow. So tomorrow, let's look and see if this box is where the take profit is. There's almost certainly going to be a buy signal confirming today, because we're probably going to close today at least above, let's say 43.5, which will leave us with a bullish, with a buy signal on Lux Algo. So here's the thing, guys. If you are watching this stream and you're watching the technical analysis that we're doing here, I want you to be able to do the kind of technical analysis that I'm doing on Bitcoin on every chart. And that is why we launched the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy over 5 years ago now. CT2A has been around for a very long time and is continuing to receive updates, putting new content in here. And continuing to expand our academy. We've got over 5,000 students who have learned how to successfully analyze and profit in cryptocurrency markets. And right now, you can get CT2A for 20% off using the coupon code Christmas2023, or you can just follow the link in the description box down below. And the reason that you want to sign up for CT2A, and I'm just going to let you know, you probably do, you might not, but you probably do, is because an investment in your education and technical analysis is an investment in your future financially. Whenever I buy courses or something to that effect, I actually put it in the investment category of my budget. And the reason I do that is because I am investing in my ability to generate wealth. And so I would love the opportunity to spend a little bit of money now to make a lot of bit of money later, right? And so that's why we created CT2A. Basically, the vision for CT2A has been this. I have grown to the point of being an expert at technical analysis here in the cryptocurrency space. And if I got neuralized, like in Men in Black, I just got boom, neuralized, but I forgot everything. Obviously, I'd have a lot bigger fish to fry than technical analysis. I'd have to learn about my family again and everything. But if I had to relearn technical analysis, would I be able to go through CT2A and do that? And that's what I am building and what is built in CT2A right now. And I do believe I would be able to relearn technical analysis by going through my own course. And that's really exciting for you guys, I hope, because I know a lot of you guys want to be able to do the kind of technical analysis that you see here on Coffee and Crypto. So if you want to be able to do that kind of technical analysis and apply it to making money in the cryptocurrency space, then go ahead and sign up with that coupon code down below. Again, it's Christmas 2023. It'll save you 20% off at checkout. And feel free to ask anybody in chat if you would like whether CT2A is worth it. We have quite a few alumni in here. Anybody that's been through CT2A, give us your honest opinions, good, bad, ugly. If there's something you want to see change, you can feel free to let me know right here in front of everybody. I am not scared of criticism because I am confident in our product. Let's read some chat, and then we're going to keep moving. We're going to look at some altcoins that I am currently invested in, share with you some of the rationale behind my investments. Guys, we've got 700 people watching live right now. Let's go ahead and hit that like button if you don't mind. Let's see if we can't get to 250 likes because it helps us boost this video in the algorithm. I really appreciate when you guys do that because it helps get this content out to more people. Vintage Excellence is in chat. Echo Denise said, Bitcoin spot approved? Not yet, unless something happened in the last 20 minutes that I've been talking. I don't think so, or Bitcoin would be at 50K by now. Essentially, the BlackRock and NASDAQ sat down for a meeting, and that's probably what launched this. Another piece of news here is that the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF also got its own ticker symbol. You can see that right here, IBIT. So that's something to keep in mind. It's got its own ticker symbol. You typically don't put all these pieces into place unless you know that the thing is going to be approved. There's a massive rally coming, guys. Absolutely freaking massive rally. Shadrach Frost said, CT2A is well worth the money. Very much opened my eyes and allowed me to learn so many things I didn't know before. I will be running through it again soon. Awesome. Thank you, Shadrach Frost. I really appreciate that. And thank you again to Shadrach Frost for donating 5 memberships yesterday. That was awesome. Are you going to DCA on live stream like you did last week on Friday? I might. I'm not exactly sure. I might. But I am going to be DCAing again on Friday. I've already got the money sitting there ready to go. Ready to go. All right. So, speaking of the portfolio, though, I will go ahead and tell you what we are doing right now. And that is, let's see. Our largest holding in this portfolio at the moment is Cardano. After that is Cosmos and Avalanche and Chainlink and Polygon and Solana and Polkadot. And Uniswap, XRP, Near Protocol, a little bit of Shiba, a little bit of Doge, a little bit of Ethereum. I have the bulk of our Ethereum somewhere else, so that's not really on there. Some VeChain, started putting some VeChain in the portfolio last week. Internet Computer is up 30% since I purchased it. VeChain's up 20% since I purchased it. Quite excited about that. Stellar Lumens, HBAR, put a little bit of that in there. Yearn Finance, tiny little bit of Bonk. It's my worst performing asset, and it's not very much, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know. Celestia's in chat. Celestia as well. Put a little bit of Celestia in there. I am going to be dollar cost averaging into that portfolio again. Right now, that portfolio is up about, let's see. Coinbase doesn't give you like a pie chart and show you everything, but I want to say it's up about 5% since we started it. We put a lot of money into it, even at the kind of the peaks over the last week or so, and some of those positions are down, but some of the positions that were put in a little while ago are further to the upside. I want to talk a little bit about some of these cryptocurrencies that I've not spoken on quite a lot. And the first one I want to look at is Cosmos. If we look at Cosmos over here on CoinMarketCap, you can see Cosmos is sitting right here at number 21. It has $4 billion in market capitalization, and it is slightly down. And some of you guys might be wondering, Why Cosmos? Well, one of the big things I'm really excited with Cosmos is that it's going to have to 4x to get back to all-time high. It has a huge, huge rally that needs to happen for it to return back to all-time high. And you can see here the market capitalization looks about like this. It has not changed a great deal on the maximum supply, even though it is unlimited. That is a point against it. I do not like when cryptocurrencies have max supplies. That being said, I normally don't expect that to be an issue for this short span of 18 months, and these cryptocurrencies obviously, and the teams behind them obviously want them to go through massive rallies, so they have an incentive not to just dump a bunch of supply into the market, at least during the bull market. And one of the other things I'm excited about with Cosmos is its staking. Right now, I think Cosmos is generating, I want to say, 10.45% APY over on Coinbase, so that's very nice. We've been doing some staking with that. And so if we look at the charts over here, we can kind of take a look at Atom. Right now, it is in a major, major rally here, and you can see Lux Algo is doing quite a bit here. But you can see this downtrend right here is the current level of resistance that Cosmos is looking at. This downtrending level of resistance is very important to Cosmos because it mirrors the same level of resistance that many other cryptocurrencies have. And when these levels of resistance are broken, they're likely going to lead to moonshots. There is a huge amount of bullishness coming in right now, guys. I cannot stress enough. We're looking at like a super tide. Like, have you ever seen like the... sometimes you get the moon lining up with high tide and the way the Earth's tilted and everything, and you get like a very high tide, like a really high tide. There's a word for it. You guys can tell me. That's kind of what we're seeing right now. We're seeing so many things come together in alignment that we're likely going to see, sorry, wrong chart, that we're likely going to see just kind of this surge in altcoins. Surge is probably the best word I can use for it. And when we start breaking major resistance like we have on Cosmos here, I think you're going to go through similar movements like what you saw on ADA. Cardano's kind of already done it. It had this downtrend that was kind of defining the bear market. It more than doubled after breaking that downtrend. I think you're going to see something similar happening on Cosmos over on Atom. And so if you combine that with the weekly chart technicals, where you've got a break above the 20 weekly EMA, you've got MACD that is very bullish, albeit this week is slightly bearish, but the whole market's slightly bearish. RSI is firmly up here in bullish territory, strongest bullishness we've seen in quite some time. Volumes picking up in a massive way. And you also see the buy signal coming in on Lux Algo, not confirmed yet, but nevertheless giving us a take profit that we should pay attention to, up to $16 to $24. Cosmos is looking very, very good to be investing in right now from a technical analysis point of view. If we look at the VRVP also, you can see that we are currently above the main portion of the VRVP support. Why? Well, the majority of the trading that happened over the last 2 years happened with a midline right around $9. We're on the bullish end of that. So if we can break this downtrend, then we're going to see MACD start diverging bullish again. RSI will push up above 70, which is bull market levels. We saw those levels happening back over here. And we will also see Cosmos using this bulwark of VRVP support as a baseline, which it can bounce off of and launch from. A lot of people also that are getting onto Coinbase are going to be very excited to see 10.45% APY. You can't get that in a savings account, so they're going to be buying the cryptocurrency for that purpose. There are many different reasons why you could consider Cosmos right now, and those are some of the reasons why I have gone ahead and added some to the portfolio. I do think that it will recapture previous all-time highs, which again would be a 4x from where it is right now. So quite excited about that too. All right. Haas Cartwright said, "Good morning, Jeb. Merry Christmas to you and your family. I really appreciate that. Merry Christmas to you guys as well." Let's take just a second and read some chat. All right. Yearn beat Bitcoin last bull run. Most things beat Bitcoin. That's kind of how that goes. All right. Might be approved Friday. Maybe. Could be if it gets approved for Christmas, that's going to be real interesting. It's going to be real interesting. I kind of hope it doesn't get approved for Christmas because I don't want to step away from Christmas and make a video on that. And to be honest with you, I don't know if I even would, because Christmas is important to our family. But I'm kind of hoping that it gets approved on a week where I am not getting ready for Christmas, you know? So hopefully it does not get approved this week, just selfishly. But yeah. Now, one of the things that you guys need to keep in mind with cryptocurrency is that if you make all this money in cryptocurrency and then you don't actually get to keep it because you got hacked, then what was the point? There's so many people in the cryptocurrency space that make a bunch of money in cryptocurrency, and then they get it hacked and stolen, or they get it lost somehow. And that's not what I want to happen to you. Don't give your hackers the money that you have worked so hard to invest for, to trade for, to learn for. It's so important that we work on our security. It's so important that we make sure that we don't put ourselves in a compromising position where we're going to end up losing the wealth that we've generated. And that's why we started a partnership with NordVPN. If you're interested, you can sign up for NordVPN with the link in the description box down below, nordvpn.com/Jeb, and you'll be getting a huge Christmas discount, and you're also going to be getting 4 months free and doing all of it with a 30-day money-back refund guarantee. And let me tell you why you want to do that. The reason why you want to go sign up with NordVPN with that link and get the 2-year plan and get the massive discount and spend like $4 a month, $4.50 a month, whatever it is, $4.50 a month, I think it is, for NordVPN is very simply because you don't want to lose your thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to hackers. They're hackers and they're eavesdroppers. They can use keyloggers. They can use malware. They can use phishing emails. They can use all kinds of different methods to get into your computer, steal login credentials, and drain your accounts. You don't want that to happen because the money that you're building right now is part of your future. Is part of the plan that you have for your family. It's part of the way that you're going to be able to be generous to people. You want to make sure you're able to hold on to that wealth. And so if you're interested in helping to improve your security situation, then make sure to sign up for the #1 and the largest VPN in the entire world. That would be, of course, NordVPN. All right. Shadrach Frost said, I like the coffee cup. Looks like a good solid cup. Yes, this is from the Badlands National Park. Let me just show this to you without it spelling on my $2,000 MacBook. All right, there we go. Badlands National Park. My father went on a trip a couple of years ago and brought that back for me, so very sentimental. I only drink 1 cup of coffee a day, but I do love my cup of coffee in the morning. All right. Let's see. Let's read some chat here. MS said Cardano for the win. Yes, absolutely. Very excited about Cardano. Bean Trader C said, I'm late, but good morning, Jeb. Good morning to you as well. Who's excited for Christmas, by the way? Let's see. Christian Nell said, Jeb, hi, how are you? Let's see. Are there any final cryptocurrencies that you guys would like me to look at? I might have time to look at one more. Have you ever tried those colorblind glasses? I did, Crypto Mini Bike. My wife, my awesome, lovely, beautiful, amazing wife, got me some colorblind glasses last year. And to be honest with you, they just kind of made everything look red. I don't know if they worked, and maybe I just didn't give my brain enough time to get used to them. The thing that's hard for me with colorblind glasses is I wear glasses, and I have to wear both of them at the same time. So I think they kind of worked. I think. Patrick Powers in chat said, have a nice Xmas, Jeb, you and family. Try to transfer Bitcoin from Coinbase to wallet, but fees are so high. Is this how it's going to be from now on? Well, yeah, the fees are probably going to be quite high. There is going to be a massive demand for Lightning Network moving into this bull market. Lightning Network is going to be built out faster than ever before because of those fees. The fees are they are already absolutely absurd. The good news is you don't actually have to send transactions most of the time with the fees. You can set the fee. So just a little bit of a teaching here. The way that fees work is like this. It's an auction-based system. So when you have the miner mine a block, the miner goes, mine the block, then they have the option to choose what transactions go into that block. And so obviously they choose the transactions that have the highest fees because the fees go to the miner. So the auction-based system is essentially the highest bidder gets the earliest block. If you put a $1,000 fee on your transaction, then you can basically guarantee that you're going to be in the very next block. If you don't put a fee at all, then you're going to have to wait for someone who's a little bit charitable that just comes in and says, random, pick any random transaction, don't care about the fees, and then you're going to get in. Or you're going to have to wait for all of the other transactions that do have fees attached to them to have gone through, and so the miners are left with nothing but feeless transactions. You can technically send a transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain with no fees, but you've basically got to have the mempool be clear before that transaction is going to be approved or ascribed to a block because it's not in the best interest of the miner. So some exchanges, and wallets and whatnot will let you set your own fee. Some won't. It is nice when you can set your own fee because then you can start to say, all right, I want express shipping. I want it here in exactly 6 blocks, which is how long verification takes on Bitcoin. Or you can say, I don't care. It could take 5 days to show up, whatever. So long as I know it's actually going through. And you can put a very low fee on it and just wait for it to be the middle of the night and nobody's sending transactions. And then some sucker comes through and mines the block and then he gets no fees. And then you get in that block. So are they going to be this high forever? It goes up and down based on the day, based on how much is going on in the network right then, and then just the amount of transaction volume. So there are ups and downs, but you definitely do want to keep in mind that they're probably going to be high for a while. Yeah. All right. Emmanuel Davila said, hello, Jeb. God bless you, Jeb. Shadrach Frost said, folks, smash the like button and give back some love and support to Jeb and the channel. He works very hard for us daily. Thanks. Thank you so much, Shadrach. I do appreciate that. Guys, I am going to have to go ahead and go. And the reason is because I need to start working on coffee and climate of crypto for tomorrow. Got a lot of plans for it. And I am really excited for you guys to see all of the future content that we have lined up. I do want to let you guys know that NordVPN is a sponsor of the channel, so make sure that you check them out with the link in the description box down below. I use NordVPN to help protect me while I'm browsing the internet, and I think that you should too, because the last thing you want to do is lose tens of thousands of dollars to a hacker when you could have spent a little over $100 for 2 years of NordVPN, which will help to protect you from all of that horrible activity that's trying to go on around the world. Many people are trying to steal your wealth. Don't let them. Sign up for NordVPN and get access to top-of-the-line security architecture that is going to help you stay safe and browse the internet freely without being censored anywhere in the world. So sign up for NordVPN today and make sure that you also check out CT2A as it is on sale right now. You can use coupon code Christmas 2023 for 20% off at checkout. I am going to go ahead and go and probably go spend about 17 hours wrapping gifts. So keep me in your prayers because there's a lot of gift wrapping to do, but we're going to have fun. Before we go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.